It's part of our heritage, it's part of our history, it's enhancing our spaces, it can uplift your soul. Walking into a room and seeing something beautiful with light coming through it can really change how you feel about that day. Stained glass to me is all I've ever done. I'm probably quite unemployable. I've been making stained glass for about 40 years. 1987 was my first professional job working in a studio in London, but I actually made some stained glass at art school before that. From day one, I've been completely seduced by the quality of light coming through glass. Being taken into churches at a young age and then wandering around in awe of the stained glass windows. Even as a small child, you can't help but be struck by the beauty of the light coming through glass and the patterns it can make, especially on a bright day, and the light can stream through the glass and hit a pillar or the floor or something that you can't help but be mesmerised. It's almost a magical thing. When I was younger, I was always making things. As a little girl, I was making pictures out of squirrely bits of paper. There was a thing in the 70s called plasticraft, where you had shells and things and you put them in a mould and you poured this sort of resin over it, and then you could look at the light through those, and I thought that was marvellous. So I was always making things. So I don't think I was ever going to be an artist per se, sort of painting and drawing. And then I suppose I fell upon stained glass at art school. When I made some stained glass at Chelsea, it was at that point that I realised that you could marry art and craft together in one discipline. It was a bit of a eureka moment, I suppose. For most stained glass windows, I will create a scale watercolour design which shows all the colours, all the lead lines, and that's for their approval. Following approval of the watercolour design, I'll then draw up the full-size cartoon. And a cartoon is what we call the full-size drawing that goes with through the whole process. Trace line is the first line, and that's the hard black line. You want your trace lines to be black. You want to block out any light coming through, because that's what the lead does as well. So it's quite a graphic image. Then you're creating your cut line, then you're cutting your glass. Once you've cut your glass, you'll then position your pieces of glass directly over the cartoon to paint. You've got a mat that you paint over, which you then pick away and reveal the light. So it's quite a different process painting on glass as painting on a canvas. So painting on a canvas, you're adding, modelling, adding. Stained glass, you add to the glass, and then you're using different sorts of brushes and picks and all sorts of things to take away, to let the light through and create the image. Then you're leading your glass, then you're cementing your panels, and then you're fitting the window. The paint we use, they start off as powders. They're metal oxides and ground glass mixed together, and then you mix them with a tiny little bit of gum arabic and water. You can mix with oil. You mix on a palette with a palette knife and a bit of water. They're quite different to any other kind of paint because they then need to be fired in the kiln, and they're permanent on the glass. They're completely permanent. The only thing we add to the glass that changes the colour is the silver stain. But silver stain, which is the yellow, which is the last process of painting because it fires at a slightly lower temperature, actually soaks into the glass and changes the colour of it. This is not a craft or an art for those who want instant gratification. It's a slow process. You have to have a little bit of patience, I think. Living and working in the Surrey Hills, woodlands and the trees are definitely my inspiration. If anyone asked me my favourite landscape, I'd probably have to say woodland. And I do class myself as a forest dweller because I work underneath these 3 majestic beech trees. I couldn't live anywhere without trees. We've got some beautiful trees just behind us in the Abinger Roughs, and it's 5 minutes away. I can just walk, take in the air, take a breather, and the light changes all the time. I've got so many photographs of the trees, which I use as inspiration. Stained glass is one of our heritage crafts, and it entered the red list of endangered heritage crafts. We've lost all our teaching establishments for stained glass, and we have far fewer large studios. If we do not keep this tradition going, we are in danger of losing the traditional skill of stained glass window making. Heritage skills in general, they give us a link to our past and our heritage, but not only that, we need to conserve the windows that we have, but we are moving forwards with the times and creating contemporary windows using those heritage skills. Technology, although useful for many things, especially AI, cannot replace the skills that we have as stained glass artists. It's a particular skill to be able to cut the glass, paint the glass, design and lead a window together. There's a rhythm to each part of the making of the window which brings its own mindfulness. There's a relationship between the hand, the eye, the making, the craft. The creation of that window is closely linked to a human being, and each of those marks that I've made with the paint is intentional. I just know that that's going to be there for a long time after I'm gone, and my kids will be able to take their kids there, or they'll go and visit, and they'll remember me making it, and they can go and see this creation that I made with my own hands.